So this was an interesting article, and I think it kind of proves why comment sections can be quite a bit toxic. Not that I'm saying that this in any way, shape, or form supports what Anita is could probably try to present as a reason why she disabled comments, because she's already made her reasoning known. But let me get into this and we'll see how we feel about it. Science proves it. Online comments suck. Megan Duham, sorry if I mispronounced your name there, laments soul-killing internet chatter. Finally, we have actual scientific proof that online comments are the worst, writes Megan Durham in the Los Angeles Times. A new study finds that comments actually do have, quote, soul-killing, society-destroying effects. Namely, rude, uncivil comments can sway the opinions of readers who are otherwise objective. The research calls this, quote, the nasty effect, end quote. And, as Durham writes, it seems to prove that boos and jeers are infectious. This is a serious problem because mean comments have a dramatic effect on how writers write and how readers read. Durham finds that young writers are scared to address controversial topics. Well, I'm not one of them, though I guess I'm not exactly what one would consider young, but I'm not exactly old either. Imagining the cornucopia of snark they'll get in response, end quote. But even worse is the fact that they also admit to scanning comments, sometimes only reading the comments. Now see, this was the more important part, I thought, of the article, and I'll get into that in just a moment, before forming an opinion about something they read. Unfortunately, quote, meaningful solutions are hard to come by, unquote, she concludes. You can click to read Durham's full column, which the link is in the inside the link that's posted on, you know where it is by now. I kind of came up against some of this type of opposition. People who they read into what they want to read into, and then when they've got what they feel works for them, then they might form an opinion. Some don't even finish reading an article before they just decide that on what their opinion is. And in many ways, I think very much so, this is what happened to TJ the Amazing Atheist, when he simply commented on Anita not including comments, and that was it. That was all. Just saying that, again, if this is to promote a discussion, blocking the comments is not the way to do it. He really was not insulting Anita. He was just simply calling her out on something that is dishonest. There's no two ways about this. And I've already addressed the whole, oh, but the rape and the misogyny comments. But I digress. In the fact that people either read the comments looking for people who share their viewpoints, or they just jumped on him after reading the title, because who needs to read facts and shit, right? And I mean, that's why I've had some of the problems I've had with things like Feminist Frequency and her videos, or Anita Sarkeesian, for those of you not in the know. And the problems inherent in some of the stuff that she does. It's that she takes a skin-deep look at stuff, and either she doesn't read the rest of the facts that are there, or she doesn't care about them, and then goes on a tirade about why it's sexist and why it's wrong. And as my own deconstruction of her video showed, that's not a way to conduct an open and factual discussion about a topic that does need talking about. If anything, it works against its own needs and these things here. And that's the thing. The internet seems to be made, when it's not pose or trolls, it seems to be made not of porn and cat videos, but of assumptions. We go into a video, or we go into a column with certain expectations, and we almost get mad if it doesn't meet those expectations. But wait, we can write things to try to tailor those expectations. And I can understand where they're coming from on some levels. I get derailed dealing with people who really honestly believe the bullcrap they're trying to shovel, trying to fight fact with opinion. And there are times when I have to break off, and it's a hard thing to know when to break off and when to continue to engage. When somebody is actually willing to learn and when somebody is not at all willing to learn and just wants to espouse their opinion as if it were fact and not refute any of the things that you've said because they don't have anything. They're running on adrenaline and gut instinct, not actual facts and figures and measurable data. And sometimes at the end of the day, that's what you've got to say to yourself. Yeah, I would say this is a bit of a problem, but at the same time, as she says, doing something about it, that's not so easy. Not so easy at all. And really, it comes down to this situational thing where, in part, this is the internet. And I've accepted it. That's why I'm even here online here where I'm being told that I'm ugly and I'm this and I'm that. And I may even be those things, but you know what? I don't really care. People aren't going to drive me away or silence me just because they don't like my face, just because they don't like the way that I dress, or they don't like my lighting, or my hair is ugly, or the fact that I'm kind of thinning up top. That's ugly. In other words, they're critiquing the presenter, not the message, and they're not even critiquing something that actually has to do with my skill as a presenter. And there's plenty to critique, trust me. I'm not by any means infallible. In fact, if anything, I'm in the Bill Clinton camp of I say way too much shit, but I own up to it. Anyways, as always, I just invite you to make of this what you will.